डोंट वरी, ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल ही जी बड़ी मुश्किल चीज़ें, जब आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे चीज़ें आपको समझ आएंगी इंशाल्लाह. Okay, let's go on. We've got IELTS listening part 3 and we have multiple choice questions. Part 3 is the heart of IELTS listening. Heart does not mean sweetheart. Heart means the toughest part of IELTS listening. Part 1 and 2, you can find them okay. Part 4 is also okay. We will do part 4 together. But part 3 is tricky, especially if it is full of multiple choice questions, sometimes single multiple choice, sometimes double multiple choice, okay? But don't worry. Let's see, what's the title? Talk on job in fashion design. Talk, presentation on jobs means career. In fashion design is field. Job is career, fashion design is field, and what is going to happen? There is a presentation, right? Now, what problem did Chantal have at the start of the talk? Now, Chantal will be the lady who is going to talk. It's a French name, I guess. So, what problem did Chantal have at start of talk? When she started the talk, there will be a problem. What was the problem? View of speaker was blocked. View and blocked. Now, how to block the view? For example, if I'm talking to you and someone is standing here, right? Excuse me, you're blocking my view. Please take a side. Block the view means someone stands in the middle. So, what problem did Chantal have at the start of the talk? Her view of the speaker was blocked. If she says, I was unable to see the speaker, there was a fat guy standing in front of me. What does that mean? View was blocked. Means usko nazar nahi aa raha tha. Like that, simple. She was unable to find empty seat. If she said, when I entered, all the seats had already been taken, so I had to stand there. What does that mean? Unable to find empty seat. Okay? And option C, students next to her were talking. Right? There were two students who were continuously discussing something and I was unable to pay attention to the speaker. So what was the problem that Chantal had? So option A, view blocked. Option B, unable find empty seat. And option C, students talking. Got it? Like this you need to understand. This is what we call notes. These are not words, these are not sentences, these are just notes. Now let's see.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Hugo and Chantal discussing a talk they have just attended at the start of their course in fashion design.
Hi Chantal. What did you think of the talk then?
Hi Hugo. I thought it was good once I'd moved seats.
Oh, were the people beside you chatting or something?
It wasn't that. I went early so that I'd get a seat and not have to stand. But then this guy sat right in front of me and he was so tall.
It's hard to see through people's heads, isn't it?
Impossible.
There was a guy in front of me and he was tall. That is A. Now see, if you understand the question, you will find the answer. And otherwise, out of anxiety, A, B, C, O, C. Right? Because whenever you got like that, you just answer. Now, audio went like C, B, A. Please listen to it again. And I said in multiple choice questions, they only check one thing, your ability to find the right information from confusing information, from mixed information, right? Now let's focus.
Part 3. You will hear two students called Hugo and Chantal discussing a talk they have just attended at the start of their course.
By the way, IELTS listening is best source of your pronunciation, improving your pronunciation. The way they pronounce, just copy them.
In fashion design.
Hi Chantal. What did you think of the talk then?
Hi Hugo. I thought it was good once I'd moved seats.
Oh.
Okay, I thought it was good once I moved seats. Moved seats means to change the seat. Yeah, once I moved seats. Or to move your seat. Like this, you can move your seat.
Were the people beside you chatting or something?
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. Were people beside you chatting? It wasn't that. Usually, if they discuss one option in a question, answer is not that. They say, it wasn't that. So, option C is not the right answer.
I went early so that I'd get a seat and not have to stand.
Okay, I went early so that I could get the C and not stand. Unable to find seat? No, she went early. So B is not the right answer. And by the way, if you know C is wrong, B is wrong, and you are sure, absolutely A will be the right answer. So in multiple choice, don't look for right answers. Eliminate wrong options and then you will find the right answer. Now what is that?
But then this guy sat right in front of me and he was so tall.
This guy was right in front of me and he was so tall. Means he blocked the view. Now, question number 22, please. What were Hugo and Chantal surprised? Underline surprised. And whenever they say surprised, for that they use the word I was astonished. And other one says me too. Or I was not expecting that. Me neither. Something like that. Astonished, surprised, or anything like that. Surprised to hear about job market. Out of 3 things, 2 things what they expected and 1 thing was surprising. Now, job market. Subject is job market and what were they surprised about it? So, like see, become more competitive. More competitive. And what is more competitive? Job market. You should know that. Job market is more competitive. What does it mean? There is more competition. Now there are more educated people in every field, so there is more competition. So option A is more competitive. Option B, variety in it and than they had earlier. So variety. Variety means that there are different fields. Right? You know, once this is just a kind of a joke. If you understand, smile. Otherwise, don't smile. Don't worry. So, like we've got specialist for everything. We've got specialist for eyes, specialist for teeth. So once they said, well, I want to see the doctor, a nose specialist, and they asked which nostril, left or right. We have 2 separate doctors. One specialist is for left nostril and one is for the right nostril. Oh, thank God, if you understand. Otherwise, no problem. It's a serious story. So, variety, more variety. Underline more variety. More variety where? Job market. Don't forget job market. That is your subject. Some areas of it. What do they mean by it? Job market. You should know that. Some areas of it are more exciting. So, some areas more exciting. Now, they will be surprised. Option A is more competitive. Option B is more variety and option C is some areas more exciting. Or you can just see more competitive, more variety, more exciting. Wow, easy job, right? Let's see.
Anyway, to answer your question, I thought it was really interesting, especially what the speaker said about the job market.
Me too. I mean, we know we're going into a really competitive field, so it's obvious that we may struggle to get work.
That's right. And we know we can't all have that dream job.
Yeah, but it looks like there's a whole range of areas of work that we hadn't even thought of, like fashion journalism, for instance.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many career options.
I wasn't expecting so many career options. So many career options means more variety. Thank God. समझ आ रही? शुक्र है. All right, my life will be easier. When I look at your faces and you're like, even I tell jokes and you, yeah? Okay. Now you understand more variety and for that, career options and all that. And the audio went like A, C and B. And you don't have to write it. I'm just telling you so that you know.
Anyway, to answer your question,
He's saying to answer your question, okay? That's your favorite sentence. To answer your question.
Thought it was really interesting, especially what the speaker said about the job market.
Me too. I mean, we know we're going into a really competitive field.
We know. When you know something, is that astonishing? No, we know we are going into more competitive field. Cross A. That is not your answer. Now come to option C.
So it's obvious that we may struggle to get work.
That's right. And we know we can't all have that dream job.
And we know we can't all have that dream job. So more exciting, we can't have dream job. That is option C. No.
Yeah, but it looks like there's a whole range of areas of work that we hadn't even thought of.
Yeah, whole range of areas of work that we haven't even thought of. So when you haven't even thought of something, that is surprising for you, right?
Like fashion journalism, for instance.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting so many career options.
Okay, I wasn't expecting so many career options. Now, let's go on. Question number 23. Hugo and Chantal agree that speaker's message was. Now, what is the subject? Speaker's message, underline that. And what do you have to find? In circle, agree. Right? Where they disagree, will that be the answer? No. For example, if one person says, the speaker's message was unfair, and the other one says, I don't think so. A is not the right answer. Another one says, the speaker's message was very difficult for me to follow. The other one says, I found my way and it was quite straightforward. I understood every word. Will that be the answer? No, because they don't agree. It is the speaker's message was critical of the industry. Yes, I believe so. I believe so when they agree. So 3 options: unfair, hard to follow, and critical. Right? Message. What's the subject? What's the subject? Message. Speaker's message. Okay?
Overall, she had quite a strong message, didn't she?
She did. She kept saying things like, I know you all think this, but... And then she'd tell us how it really is.
Perhaps she thinks students are a bit narrow-minded about the industry.
It was a bit harsh, though. We know it's a tough industry.
Yeah, and we're only first years after all. We've got a lot to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, we are just the first year students and we've got a lot to learn. What does that mean? B is hard for them to follow. No. A is unfair to them at times. Speaker's message was unfair to them at times. Please listen to it again.
Overall, she had quite a strong message, didn't she?
She did. She kept saying things like, I know you all think this, but... And then she'd tell us how it really is.
Perhaps she thinks students are a bit narrow-minded about the industry.
It was a bit harsh, though.
It was a bit harsh, though. Students are narrow-minded about the industry. So it was a bit harsh. When something is harsh, it's unfair. Right? Unfair to them.
We know it's a tough industry.
Yeah. And we're only first years after all.
Yeah, we are only first years after all. हमसे इतना expect कर रही है. We are only first years. So that is the message was unfair. Unfair means like she was not fair. We are only first years and we know it's hard and all that. Question number 25. When discussing their future, Hugo... Okay, 24, sorry. Question number 24. What do Hugo and Chantal criticize about their school career advice? Now, school career advice is a department in school. That department gives career advice to school children. So, they actually criticize their school career advice. Now, what do they criticize about? That will be your answer. Option A, when received advice. If they say, they gave us this piece of advice very late. They told us very late. So, when they received advice, if they criticize that, option A. When means the time when they gave advice. How much advice was given? So, if they criticize how much advice was given, if they say they only gave us a little piece of advice, or they gave us insufficient advice, or the advice they provided was incomplete, they didn't guide us thoroughly. What does that mean? How much advice was given if they criticize this thing. And who gave the advice? If they say, well, the advice was given by non-professional and those people were not the part of industries, they themselves didn't know. So who gave advice? Now, basically, there are 3 words which are important. What is the topic of the question? What do Hugo and Chantal criticize about their school career advice? So, school career advice and criticize. Most important words in option A is when career advice was given. Option B, how much career advice was given. And option C, who. That's it. So, when, how much, who. And 2 options will be negatively discussed.
Do you think our secondary school education should have been more career focused?
Well, we had numerous talks on careers, which was good, but none of them were very inspiring. They could have asked more people like today's speaker to talk to us.
I agree. We were told about lots of different careers, just when we needed to be, but not by the experts who really know stuff.
Not by experts. Not by experts, that is who gave advice. So correct answer is option C. Please listen
Do you
again.
think our secondary school education should have been more career focused?
Well, we had numerous talks on careers, which was good, but none of them were very inspiring. They could have asked
We had numerous talks. How much advice? He said numerous talks.
more people like today's speaker to talk to us.
I agree. We were told about lots of different careers, just when we needed to be, but not by the experts who really know stuff.
Okay, not by experts. So who gave advice? That is what they are criticizing. Question number 25. When discussing their future, Hugo and Chantal disagree on. Now, discussing future and disagree. Best career in fashion design. So they disagree on best career in fashion design. When to choose a career in fashion design? Okay, sorry. Option A is which career? Option B is when to choose. And option C is why they like career in fashion design. Why means reason, when means time, which means option. So, let's see.
So, did today's talk influence your thoughts on what career you'd like to take up in the future?
Well, I promised myself that I'd go through this course and keep an open mind till the end.
But I think it's better to pick an area of the industry now and then aim to get better and better at it.
Well, I think we'll just have to differ on that issue.
One thing's for certain though.
Okay, we will have to differ. He said career now. You will have to select a career now. Now means when to choose a career. And then he said we will differ. We will differ means we will disagree on that. Okay, so correct answer is option B. Please listen to this one again.
So, did today's talk influence your thoughts on what career you'd like to take up in the future?
Well, I promised myself that I'd go through this course and keep an open mind till the end.
But I think it's better to pick an area of the industry now and
I think it's better to pick up an area of the industry now. And then
aim to get better and better at it.
Well, I think we'll just have to differ on that issue.
okay,
One
we will
thing's for
just have
certain,
to
though.
differ on that issue. So when to choose a career, she said, I'll keep my mind open. And he says, you need to select a career now. Question number 26. How does Hugo feel about being unpaid assistant? So feeling and unpaid assistant means no salary, roti pani only. Okay, unpaid assistant. Option A, realistic about practice. So realistic and practice. Option B, practice is dishonest. So the subject is practice. Option A is realistic. Option B is dishonest. And option C, he thinks others want to change the practice. So others change the practice. Now how does Hugo feel about being an unpaid assistant? And what do they mean by practice? The practice of becoming unpaid assistant, right?
From what she said, we'll be unpaid assistants in the industry for quite a long time. I'm prepared for that. Aren't you?
Actually, I'm not going to accept that view.
Really? But she knows it's the case, and everyone else says the same.
That doesn't mean it has to be true for me.
Okay, well, I hope you're right.
Alright, that doesn't know it has to be true for me. Option A. Now see, the lady said it doesn't have to be true for me if it is true for the other one. When something is true to you, it is realistic. So correct answer is option A. Please listen to it again.
From what she said, we'll be unpaid assistants in the industry for quite a long time. I'm prepared for that. Aren't you?
Actually, I'm not going to accept that view.
Okay, actually, you know, the options are related to he. So whatever the lady is saying, that is not the answer. Whatever the gentleman is saying, that will be the answer.
I'm prepared for that. Aren't you?
Actually, I'm not going to accept that view.
Really? But she knows it's the case, and everyone else says the same.
Okay, she knows it's the case and everyone else is the same. Means he is realistic about the Practice.
That doesn't mean it has to be true for me.
Okay, well, I hope you're right.
All right. So 26 answer is A.